Welcome to So You Think I Can Aqua, 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 Aqua.
Another exercise to work laterally and warm up the muscles. So you can include this in your warm-up, or you can work a little bit harder by using equipment. I'm not going to demonstrate with equipment, but you can easily add equipment, 1 or 2 dumbbells to these exercises. Pendulum, working the legs side to side, warming up the muscles through the sides of the body, the inside and outside of the thigh, working a little stronger through the outside of your middle, so your obliques, still holding strong through your middle though. Bring the arms into this exercise, making sure you're always working in the opposite direction, so arms and legs are going in opposite directions. Then you can bring the palms together and go into a figure 8 action. So you push through, drop the shoulder in, and you can start turning the head and the shoulders from side to side. Drop down with power, kick out with the legs in the opposite direction, and really increase the range of the figure 8 so you're working all the way out, side to side. From there you can go into a complete turn of 180 degrees, punching side to side. Arms and legs, add some power and energy, pull the elbows around and spin the body. Push through, strong, strong, strong. Okay, now working with tuck jumps. So you're sitting down low in the water, so the surface of the water is across your chest and shoulders are just up, bobbing out of the water. Holding rock solid so there's no up and down movement through the body. Hands are out wide. We're lifting the knees to the chest and touching your heels. So strong tuck jump. You always have the option of lifting side to side with this to brace through the abdominals and include the obliques by lifting up side to side, pushing through. You can stay on one side only if you wish, or you can go side to side, push through. Strong action. If you want to include equipment in this exercise, you can bring the noodle into it now, or the dumbbells, push down to your feet. So high elbows, keeping a loose grip on the noodle. Remember to wiggle the fingers around. Encourage participants to relax through the forearms and the wrists. And lift high elbows with perfect posture. So chest out, shoulders back. Strong action. From there, if you wish, you can skip over the noodle and back, lifting the noodle up as high as you can behind you. If you want to demonstrate, because you're often sitting on chairs when demonstrating, just use half a noodle or a little bit of a noodle, go over and lift. So you've got the freedom to work through. If you want to work both sides, you can have a noodle in both hands. Sometimes it's just easier to use one hand and you're pulling through. Then from there you can suspend that action. So you're actually not touching the floor at all, and it's like a rock and roll action, but going over the noodle, pulling all the way back, pushing all the way forward. The whole time the legs are going over the noodle and the noodle's coming in under the body. Once you're in that position, you can ask participants to hold that position, and you can work a push down, up and down behind you. So the noodle is pushing down towards the ground, knees and toes are up, knees as close to the chest as possible, strong through the abs, and then you're lifting the dumbbell up, lifting the noodle of the dumbbell up and down, strong through, all the way through. Another variation then is to push back with the noodle, holding strong with the legs and pushing all the way back. You can change the grip on the noodle then, so you have your knuckles behind and your thumb in front, pulling all the way through, back. From there, with whichever grip, whether you stay like this or you bring your knuckles back to the front, you come through, touch your heels under the body, and then push back. Touch your heels, push back. Touch your heels, push back. So strong through the abdominals, stretch out and touch. You can change the grip if you wish and copy that exercise with a different grip. What you can also do is hold the toes up and slide the noodle down your back, around your bottom, and touching the back of the knees, pulling all the way through. So you're only working half that exercise. Sliding down your thighs, around your bottom, up your back as high as you can. From there you can hold the noodle under your knees, slide forward, touch your heels, slide back, slide forward, slide back, slide forward, slide back. Strong abdominal exercises, using the noodle, but there's good flow on those exercises, and you're continuing to use the noodle the whole time without breaking momentum, and strong push through. Okay, we're going to a low jog action now. So again, we're low in the water and you can push out side to side, lift the knees up high, push the heels down to the ground. Very good exercise for shallow water, in shallow water, because you get a high lift and really feel it through the hamstrings as you're pushing out side to side. You can scoop the arms. You can do a lot of various exercises with the arms while the legs are low. You can scoop out, working opposite arm and leg. Also, you can cross the hands on the chest, lifting the knees, pushing the heels down. Kick the toes up high if you wish. Push through, toes up high. Lifting up, lifting your toes to the surface of the water while keeping your shoulders on the surface of the water, but not bouncing up and down. Again, to ensure the participants aren't bouncing, keep the heels on the floor. So heels down only, toes up, strong action. Make sure that people are feeling at the top of the thighs. From there, you can grab one dumbbell just to change and make the exercise a little bit more dynamic. Lift up the leg like you were, but push the dumbbell under your leg for the hand over to the other hand. Push the leg down, lift up, push down, lift up, push down, lift up, push down. To make that a lot harder, make sure you're squeezing through the abdominals, dropping the shoulder down. Squeeze, push down, squeeze, push down, squeeze, push down. And then one last challenge. Keep both legs up, push down between the legs and out and over, push down between the legs. Keep the legs as still as you can and make sure there's a crunch through the abdominals. If you want to work a little bit harder, in through the outside and up through the middle, in through the outside, up through the middle, engaging the abdominals a little bit wider. Strong action. Keep the legs as still as you can, side by side. Okay, another exercise is double feet lift. So you're pulling through, 2 feet up. You can use a wall for this exercise, or you can just do this anywhere in the pool. Both feet up. Your goal is to lift the feet up as high as you can, so toes up out of the water preferably. Don't forget full range of movement with the arms, so your arms are pulling all the way back behind you, pushing through and squeezing through the abdominals, especially on the downward face, pushing all the way forward, all the way back. Strong action. A variation of this is the flutter, double feet lift, so you lift, lift, down together, strong pull down, and then alternate, lift, lift, down together. So you're up with your left, then your right, and meet and push down, then up with your right, then your left, meet and push down. You can also work with one dumbbell with this exercise. So you can pull one dumbbell under, hand over, back down again, hand over, back down, reaching back as far as you can with the dumbbell before you lift the legs again and hand over to the other side. You can also combine these exercises. So while you're doing this, you can combine this with some sculling action. So while the legs are up, you can tap, tap, tap on the wall, skull backwards away from the wall or away from the spot in which you're working, and then you can skull forwards back to the wall, the whole time holding the legs up high. Another variation is to only touch the floor with your heel, touch the wall, sorry, or lift up with your heels. Lifting the heels up as high as you can, touching the ground. You can touch the wall with your heels and then touch the wall with the floor with your heels. So wall with your heels, floor with your heels, or you can touch the wall with your heels and then swing back as far as you can and touch your toes on the floor only. So your big toes touch on the floor, swing through, heels up, toes out of the water, toes on the floor, toes out of the water. So you're swinging through and taking the legs back as far as you can, but always with bent knees, never to a straight leg extension, always bent knee, toes touching behind you, all the way up, all the way down, and sculling in between if you want to work a combination for this exercise.